I had a gluten-free muffin once and it was disgusting. Listen, if I'm gonna cut carbs, I'm gonna cut carbs. But don't give me carbs without the gluten. Don't give me a gluten-free pancake. Don't give me a gluten-free muffin. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Shanrika Tanise. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I don't know if I've ever said my name. I don't know if I've ever formally introduced myself. But I wanted to talk about food and diet expectations when it comes to PCOS. I see lots of people going like, not just doing for themselves, but encouraging like, you have to go gluten-free, dairy-free, meat-free, vegan, like you just can't have anything. The main thing that I want to get across in this video is that we are all different. All of our symptoms are different for PCOS, and you have to treat your body differently. You literally just have to listen to your body. I'm gonna talk about some diets that are PCOS friendly, I guess you could say, if you feel like you need to stick to a specific type of diet. I'm also going to give some very general dieting advice, and obviously there are some foods that you should avoid, but yeah, we're just going to get into it. First things first, do you have to go dairy free? Do you have to go gluten free? Do you need to go keto? You do not have to do those things unless your body says, I don't like that. Okay, so if you're debating whether or not you should go dairy free, think about how your body feels without dairy. Cut out dairy for a little while, maybe a week or two. 2 weeks might be best to get the full effects, and then implement it back in. If you cut it out of your diet and you feel better and you see significant improvement in some of your symptoms, like probably acne, then yeah, maybe you can cut out dairy or just limit it. But if you get rid of dairy, you don't see any real signs that it's helping you at all, re-implement it after a couple weeks and see if you feel bad. If you don't have any negative reactions, it's probably not necessary for you to cut out dairy. That's just, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. That just seems very logical to me. I think you should listen to your body. Same goes with gluten. If you feel bad after eating gluten, maybe you should cut it out of your diet. But if you see no significant change, then it may not matter. Don't cut out food groups just because someone said you should cut out that food group. Keto. Keto is a sticky subject. Should you cut down carbs? Possibly. It might help. But should you follow a strict keto diet and have absolutely no carbs and eat as much bacon and cheese as you want? No. If you have insulin resistance, then cutting back carbs is important. Very important for your diet, because if you're eating high processed carbs or foods that are foods that have a high glycemic index, those foods are going to cause blood sugar spikes. You're either not producing enough insulin to bring your blood sugar back down, or you are producing it and it's not being absorbed properly to bring your blood sugar down. So in that case, it may be worth your while to cut back on carbs. Carbs are in everything. You're going to have carbs in your vegetables, okay? There's no way for you to cut it out 100%. You just can't. But you can cut out things like potatoes and rice and pasta and breads. So from a very general perspective, I would say you want to eat anti-inflammatory foods, and you want to stick to foods that have a lower glycemic index in case you are insulin resistant. Those two things leave a lot of room for foods you still can eat. If you spend so much time cutting out food groups and going down a list of things that you can't have, you will be miserable. You will be miserable. Don't do that to yourself. Think about all the things that you can have. Think about the foods that you should eat. Think about the things that make you feel good. If I know I'm not going to feel good after I eat something, I'm not going to eat it. While you don't want to go through a list of just completely cutting out food groups, there are, of course, foods that you want to avoid. You want to avoid inflammatory foods. You want to avoid foods that are high in added sugars. You don't want a whole bunch of added sugar. When I looked up how much sugar is like a daily serving, like how much sugar we're supposed to have in a day, and I think it was like 30 grams of sugar. And it's like, oh, okay. But then you look and a teaspoon of sugar is 30 grams of sugar. You're like, dang, that's it. So of course, naturally, that kicks out soda. They're high in added sugars, including high fructose corn syrup. And I think by now we all know that high fructose corn syrup is not good for you. Another thing is cereals. Now listen, I don't eat as much cereal as I used to, but I actually love cereal, so it's a very difficult thing for me to say not to have. But of course, it's high in sugar and it's high in carbs, so it's not best case scenario, especially if you're already showing signs of insulin resistance. Cereal's not going to be your friend. So let's talk about some potential PCOS friendly diets. There are 3 that I'm going to discuss. The first one is going to be the low GI diet, which of course GI is your glycemic index, or not your, but the glycemic index of the foods that you're consuming. This is going to be more specific towards women who are insulin resistant, or if you've already been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, this is going to be the diet that you focus on. So essentially, you're going to eat low GI foods to prevent blood sugar spikes. That way your body doesn't have to try to quickly compensate for your insulin levels to lower your blood sugar. And it's got more time because your blood sugar is going to rise slowly rather than increasing really quickly, aka spiking. Next one is going to be anti-inflammatory foods. Your anti-inflammatory diet. You're going to stick to berries and fatty fish like salmon, which we do a lot of in this house. Salmon and berries, it's all up in my kitchen, okay? Leafy greens and extra virgin olive oil. Anytime I cook any type of vegetable, or if I'm searing meat in a pan, I'm using extra virgin olive oil. The last diet, sorry, I have to read because this last one I'm not familiar with. So this last diet is called the DASH diet, DASH, the dietary approach to stop hypertension. So this diet includes lots of fish, poultry, fruits, vegetables, whole grain, low-fat dairy, and no high saturated fats and sugar. And it's going to help reduce the risk of heart disease. But if you are curious, my personal kitchen consists of fish, chicken, and turkey for proteins. I've got lots of veggies in my freezer. I prefer frozen veggies over cans. If I know I'm going to cook my vegetables immediately, I buy fresh vegetables. But I always keep vegetables in the freezer. I hope you guys got the concept of this video. When it comes to PCOS, we are all different. Listen to your body. Don't cut out foods because somebody else cut out those same foods. Cut out the foods that don't make you feel good. Eat the foods that do make you feel good. And listen to your doctor or your nutritionist. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified for my next upload, which hopefully won't take another 3 weeks. And leave me some comments below, guys. I know I've been talking a lot about PCOS, my electrolysis. On the flip side, I talk about natural hair, which is it's a weird contrast of things to talk about when it comes to PCOS. But yeah, leave some comments down below. I want to promote self-love and confidence. You do not have to beat yourself up because of your symptoms. You are above your symptoms, boo. I will see you guys in my next video, and